Hey everybody, so you may have seen some networking training from me before. I'm re-recording it for the purposes of what we're doing this week. I'm going to split the training I've done into two parts. One is what I see more as the networking side, and the second one will be more the actual sort of organic social media marketing, self-marketing. So I'm not going to be talking today about like how to post or where to post or that part of stuff, but I'll just be talking about kind of how to build up connections with people on specifically on Facebook. I mean, there are obviously lots of other platforms out there, but if I'm going to be honest, I probably should be, is I don't use any of them. I did use LinkedIn for a while, but I found LinkedIn was boring because all of the conversation is in the comments. There's no, like, what I love about Facebook from the perspective of the user is that it's working on multiple layers. There's what's going on in your feed, and the comments there, the fun stuff you see from other people every day. There's what's going on in the groups, that people are having kind of more open conversations because they know there's a limited audience and it's not getting seen by their mom or their cousin who's a pain in the ass. And that's one part. And then there's also the DMs on Facebook where people are taking the conversations that are too outrageous, or like too much too gossipy, or too much sort of confidential stuff in them. They're taking those conversations into Messenger. So Facebook just works on these multiple levels. I feel like other platforms like LinkedIn just don't have. Like, LinkedIn does not have good UX for their messaging service. So it's just not nice to have a conversation. Whereas Messenger is, you can have a great conversation in Messenger, like, because you can have all the different media options, easy to add in video, audio, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's why Facebook, just in terms of how it's engineered, works so much better for encouraging you be able to build relationships and to network on there in a way that I don't think you really can to the same level on other platforms. Now, I may be proven wrong, and I know Twitter is a platform that I've neglected, and a lot of people swear by Twitter and say it's great, and that for B2B, Twitter is particularly good. There are some good resources. I think the main one to look at for Twitter is a guy called J.K. Molina, who does a lot of stuff about networking on Twitter. That's Molina. But that's kind of beyond the bounds of what I'm going to talk about today. Today is going to be all about what I do on Facebook. So just kind of going back to the start of kind of how I figured this out. There's a couple of different things. One of my earliest copywriting teachers was a guy called Mike Samuels. And Mike is very big on, he's kind of quiet. He's not extroverted. He doesn't post a huge amount online. But what he is very big on is actually like just sort of maintaining relations to people, treating people right. So Mike is a guy like who sends me a Christmas card every Christmas. I bought his course 3 years ago, and he still sends me a Christmas card, and he'd probably be sending me a Christmas card for the next 10 years. Mike is a guy who still keeps in touch by WhatsApp, sends me the occasional WhatsApp message, and just a good guy. Mike puts on an event once a year in the UK, a networking event for copywriters where he teaches and people get to meet each other. And he gives free tickets to anyone who's ever bought one of his courses, just to, again, like building a community around himself. So I first learned about this idea from him, and Mike's the guy who put me onto the book Never Eat Alone. As you guys know, or as you know, that I've talked about 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene a lot, and that's a book I particularly like as well. That some people say is very cynical, but I don't see it that way. I just see it as kind of digging into the realities of how people operate and what they are. And the law that I think has affected me the most in that is probably Law 48, Law 13, which is if you ask somebody for help, appeal to their sense of, what is the word? Self-interest. So self-interest is like WIFM, what's in it for me? The WIFM principle we talk about in copywriting a lot. If you approach networking on Facebook from the WIFM principle of just remembering that whenever you're engaging with that person, you have to give them some kind of a reason, whether that be a financial reason, or even an emotional reason to engage with you. And that emotional reason can be something as simple as just validation of them as a person, giving them a compliment on something they've done, if it's a sincere compliment, or offering them an opportunity, tagging somebody on a job opportunity. That I do that a lot. If I see something and I think somebody I know will be a good fit for it while I'm scrolling, I'll instantly send it to them in Messenger and give them a tag. So that does two functions. That one lets them know I was thinking of them and I've got an opportunity for them, but also lets the job poster know that I'm somebody who tags people on opportunities, and I'm like trying to help them out too. So it gets me goodwill in two different directions at the same time, and for about 10 seconds of work. Anyway, going back into the why I got into this. So I was working with Mike, learning from him, working with some clients primarily in the UK, and I said, okay, you know what? I can see that the US market is a lot bigger, and that it's easier to win business in a bigger market. So I'm going to start to focus on the US market, and I started then early 2020 started to notice, pay more attention to what was going on in the US market, and specifically Justin and Stefan Talk Copy group on Facebook, which at that point was actually quite a bit smaller than it is now, but was super valuable. So it started getting posting in there. And law 1 in 48 Laws of Power is never outshine the master. So the smart move is groups are extremely valuable. You can build your profile on a Facebook group. You can build your reputation, get known, get people to engage with you, and you can then take that engagement back to your own profile. So I started to sort of know about Stefan and Justin and pay attention to their stuff around April, maybe March, April last year, where in 2020, where financially I was having a bit of a tough spot, like COVID had just happened and things had gone very quiet for a few weeks. I said, okay, I got to do something different, because what I was doing up till then, sort of like outreach and referrals, wasn't generating enough business to pay the bills. So I thought I have to be a bit more proactive about this. So I got into Justin and Stefan's group, and I'm going to just actually go to that group now and have a look and see if I can find some old posts there. And where is it? Here it is. So I'm going to do a little search for myself here. See my group activity. That's exactly what I want. And there's all of my posts in chronological order. And I actually haven't posted in this group in a while. So what kind of stuff was I doing? So I was pretty active in this group for a long time. And what I noticed that people did wrong in this group and other groups is they jump in with some kind of hard teaching post about you must do X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 to get this for your conversions, blah, blah. But I found that totally off-putting for two reasons. One, never outshine the master. You try and be the teacher in somebody else's group, you look like a fool, and you're also kind of running the risk of getting yourself booted from the group. And two, it's like if you don't have a reputation, credibility, or authority yet, trying to assume that teacher role of being able to speak with authority, it's not going to fit you. You can't wear that role yet. You have to build up authority by getting people to engage you in the first place. So the first thing I would do when I'm in a group is, let's come back to here now. So the type of posts I started with, and I still often use, is like asking for other people's help. This is the Benjamin Franklin principle, where if you want to get people to like you, you ask for their help, because people love to share their knowledge, love to show off their accomplishments. So asking somebody else for help, once it's done in a way that can allow them to get prestige or respect as well as helping you, is a very powerful thing to do. So you can get some engagement here, like there's 20 comments here. People talk about different stuff here. Okay, I turned off the comment in that. And sharing a resource. So I created this Google Sheet with lists of different companies in direct response space. I thought I was going to make this to a product and sell it at one point, and then I realized no, that was not worth doing. It wasn't worth the money. I've done this in different versions. I updated and put an updated version in Alan's Nothing Held Back group. Giving this free resource away has built my email list for free, and has just generated so much goodwill. Has got hundreds of people to know my name who never knew me before. Giving this free value to people is huge. So if you can create something that's valuable to other people and give it away for free, don't just do it willy-nilly. Do it strategically. Like I gave this away. I'm not selling anything. I have nothing to sell. So then I didn't offend Justin and Stefan by trying to sell something in their group. Because trying to sell something or pitch yourself in another person's group is a big no-no. You'll get booted very quickly. The whole time I was always sharing resources, like, hey, people, a good resource here. Okay, this Lawrence Bernstein, he's got a lot of classic ads from the 70s, 80s, 90s. He's a really cool guy, worth checking out. yeah, and then I didn't want to hard teach. I was always soft teaching, like sharing something I found, telling about how I solved a problem I encountered. Like those kind of soft teach work much better than a hard teach in a group. So like this group goes a lot harder on storytelling, but leads as the core of effective copy than other groups. Books or the copy research do. Storytelling is a skill. It's part art, part science. People get good through practice. They're also natural to just have the gift. And then this guy is one of the most gifted I've ever seen. Just quick. So yeah, just sharing resources. Yeah, find jobs, share those. That's the first one I shared. Look, that's back in February 2020. That's the first thing I shared there. It's like a copywriter wanted, sharing a job opportunity. So you can see all of these things are like sharing a resource, sharing this thing I created, some interesting ideas. This is about health. Health copy is obviously a huge thing, and cancer is like a huge topic for health copywriters. Talking about golf. I don't know where that content is gone, but it's just like all stuff that was relevant because I know like there's a lot of golf fans in Justin and Stefan's group. Justin is really big on golf marketing, and there's a lot of the guys, the marketers in the group, who are crazy about golf. So just thinking about what's on topic, like Trello, project management systems, something people talk about a lot. Yeah, like this one here, talking about critiques, and these are like, yeah, like things I've learned. So I talk about copy critiques, how like if you put it up in a group, public group, or even an unpaid private group, you're going to just get 20 opinions from people who just maybe don't even know what they're talking about. But like, it's like getting a copy critique works if somebody's got skin in the game. Then talking about copy accelerator, so you're like giving tribute, giving respect to the person whose group it is as well, by never trying to take the limelight for yourself, but always making yourself valuable by sharing with other people. What's the RMBC of YouTube? That was just after I bought RMBC. So it's like just again asking for help with a resource, and also like paying respect to the group owners by talking about their products as well. Sharing some ads here for a particular that I found that were really good ones for this supplement brand. Again, sharing some more good ads I saw, which was like direct response ads selling shoes, which I thought was really cool. This one here, like a little story about myself and my wife and different attitudes towards like savings and investment, and how she got interested in stuff about investing when she heard it from a young fashionable woman who just like her, who she can recognize, whereas when she listened to me or other guys talking about it, she didn't care about it. A bit of family life, sharing who I am outside of work, always good. People really relate to this stuff. I mean, some people don't feel comfortable with sharing family photos online. That's totally cool. But if you can share a little bit about yourself, people really identify with that. Like I was on a call with a huge agency owner from Israel yesterday, and I thought we'd get straight to business, but he said, "Oh, I looked at your Facebook profile, and your kids are so cute, blah blah blah," talking about family for a few minutes. Like that straight away is like an icebreaker, helps people to, and I don't push it that way. I'm not saying like I want to talk family, talk that stuff, but if somebody else takes the conversation that way, I'll totally chat to them about that, because that's helping people to make a human connection before we talk business. And then like just goofing a bit of silly humor here, like goofing around. I think this was, I can't even remember what it is. Ed Ray said something about slow something or the best something, and I just tagged him on this post to make some kind of a silly joke. Again, just a little bit of humor. Asking for help. Asking for help is huge. If you ask for specific help, this is the one thing that people screw up. It's like how can I start writing copy? Where can I find a good swipe file? These kind of basic questions that they shouldn't be asking, that they can go and Google. If it's a question that you could get a great answer in 30 seconds from Google, then probably don't ask it. Whereas like a question like this is like, I'm seeking recommendations for a good beginner level software to run a B2B cold email campaign. But that's a much more specific question than what B2B cold email software is there, or what cold email software is out there. Because people are just going to give you a list of the 10 softwares, and that's, you could have Googled that. But like I'm specifically asking, I want beginner level software specifically for running a B2B cold email campaign. So I am not asking some basic question that Google can answer me. I want a live feedback opinion from somebody who's actually used it and knows it. And when you ask a specific question like that, you tend to get better quality answers back, and you get more engagement. And you can see like this, getting like engagement. Some of these jokes as well, like fun pattern interrupt spotted on the way to lunch, fresh pork from pigs that died happy. These are just simple little goofy things, bits of humor. This one here, like the mechanics of the hero's journey. Again, like if you've ever struggled like I have, I'm not trying to say I'm a teacher. I'm trying to say I'm somebody who's a learner on the same journey as everybody else, and I'm just sharing things I found on the way, or just talking about the challenges I've faced and problems I've solved and how I've gone about solving them. Giving testimonials to the people. Dammy, if you don't know Dammy Aziz, you should send him a friend request today. He's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy, and actually his work ethic is amazing. His work ethic is paid off. He's working with one of the top health marketers in the world now as an apprentice and doing really, really well for himself. He's a great young lad. Yeah, just, again, another advertisement I found, asking some questions about the targeting of the ads, asking for people's opinions. Yep. Okay, some of this stuff here, like sharing a resource. Another testimonial for Win, guy who helped me out on a page, nice fella. Okay, yeah, like asking for a referral to a real estate investor in the Brazilian market. That was to connect with my client who wanted to convert their funnel into Portuguese and for real estate. Course creators, explaining Kajabi. That was a bit of a generic question, but I was asking for a person rather than software. Yeah, what's this one about? Yeah, this is like the booth babes that they have at those tech shows. As like, they split tested it to see if it actually improved sales to have attractive women in smart costumes around. I just thought it's a cool test. Like, they're trying to see, like, this is a convention in that world. A lot of women don't like it. They say it's sexist. And so, okay, these guys said, okay, let's go and test it. Does it actually help with sales? And they discovered, no, it doesn't do anything to help with sales. It's just a convention. We do that because we do that. It doesn't do anything. You'd be much better off taking the money you'd spent to hire models for your event and spending that on hiring a couple more sales reps. And so that was really cool. And yeah, sharing another resource that was from On Lynch. So you can see, same thing, just sharing resources, soft teaching, no hard teaching, jokes, a little bit of stuff about confidence. And this is it. This is what you do. And through this, and through buying Stefan's RMBC as well, it really helped, because once I bought Stefan's course, he sent me a friend request, or I sent him a friend request, I can't remember, but I was one of the first buyers. I bought it in the first couple of days. And Stefan is like, people like Stefan who already have a big network and are successful, they are like anchor connections. I got about 300, 400 people sending me friend requests within a week or two of Stefan connecting with me that I hadn't, getting this way more friend requests than before. And actually, I'm going to delete this one. This doesn't need to be here anymore. Yeah, that one, copy versus copies and ESL copywriters. So that's 24th May. I haven't posted in this group in a long time. I actually need to get back in and post there. I'm going to put that on my to-do list for today. My 3 things. I've already got my first one done, so I can add on something to the end. Post in JSTC. Okay, let's get back to this. So anyway, that's what I'm doing in groups. That's the way. And the purpose of this engagement is, and by the way, it's not just your own post. The other thing to do in a group is to be going through and seeing other people's good posts, liking people's stuff, commenting, sharing stuff especially. Shares are super powerful. When you share people's stuff, they're very grateful. Really appreciate it. But like, giving a like is fine. Commenting is great. Everybody wants engagement on their posts. Now, obviously, you don't engage on posts that are no good. But if a post is funny, if it gives you a smile, if it makes you think, give them not just a like, but give them a comment as well. It makes people happy. It helps. And then those people in turn will support you by commenting and liking on your stuff later on. It's just like that virtuous circle of like reciprocity. And I think that's the first principle in Cialdini, isn't it? The first principle of all human actions, reciprocity. We're inherently social creatures. Then we get shares of our stuff as well. Shares are so amazingly good. Like when we did this workshop last week, I got one share from a lady called Rosella Vargas, who's in the Philippines. And that one share just sold so many tickets for us. Like so many people, and with particularly all female copywriters from the Philippines, a whole bunch of them joined up to come to the workshop specifically because of this one lady, Rosella Vargas, who's got a lot of credibility and is respected in Philippines as a copywriter, shared my post about the workshop and put the word out for us. And that one little post she did, so she wasn't even a post, it was one little share and 2 lines on the top. Just, it took her 30 seconds, but it's just generated so much goodwill. I've got to actually send her a nice gift to say thank you for that. And it just paid off so well for us. Really was really grateful for that. So that's basically what I'm doing in groups, just engaging other people's stuff and posting my own stuff. Share and soft teach, do not hard teach. Do not try to pitch your stuff, and be a helper. If you see somebody with a problem that you can help. Don't just try and flex your knowledge over the person and make yourself elevated by putting other people down. I see that happen a lot. The way to help is say, like, I can help, and helping in a comment on the thread. Don't do DM me, bro. It looks slimy. It's really bad. If it's something about something like sensitive or something personal or something where, there's confidentiality involved, you can both leave a comment and say, like, here's what I've got to say, and share what you've got to say. And then after the comment, say, in the comment at the end, say, look, I'll send you a DM with further details, and then send them a DM. Or, but don't ask other people to DM you. The minute you say DM me, bro, it's done. Like, people just don't trust it anymore. They know what's coming. It just kills trust. I mean, even Alan and Nothing Held Back has gone so far as to say anyone who says DM me in a post is going to get booted very quickly. They get one chance and then they get booted, which I think is a great policy to have. Really improves the quality of the posting in the group. It keeps it high. Okay, so here's what we do with groups. The other thing that you should know about groups, what makes groups super valuable. And now this is, I'm going to jump out of Justin Stetson, because this is a public group. It's very big, 11,500 members. Anyone can join. But I'm going to go and look at a private group now, just to let you see what the value is in a private group. Private groups are groups where some of them will be free, where they're making you jump through some hoops, asking some questions, and it takes a while for you to get your membership to get approved. But typically what I see as a private group is a group that you pay for. So I'm going to use the example of Troy Erickson's Email Secrets Inner Circle, which is a bloody great group that costs like $97 a month or something like that now. And I'm an affiliate. If you want to DM me, I'll send you my affiliate link. Would love to send some more to those affiliate links to Troy. But it's just a great group. It's a superb value and great community in there of all the different stuff I've paid for in Facebook. I've been in Copy Accelerator for almost a year. I was in one of Travis Sago's masterminds. Enjoy them both. Got a lot of value out of that, both of them. Of all the groups I've been in, the community in Troy's group is just superb. It's just really friendly, supportive. People really do celebrate each other's wins, and it's just a nice mix of different experience levels there. And yeah, there's it's great. I just wholeheartedly recommend anyone to join. Just particularly at that low price, it's no burden to join and stay a member. You don't have to make a multi-$1,000 investment to be a member. So I want to just click on the member list of this group now, because I want, there's the member list. So here we are in the member list. So there's 475 members. What do we know about this? Well, when we talk about email marketing, we talk about the lead list and the buyer list. The buyer list being the list of everybody who has actually bought a product from the seller. And a member list in a paid group like this is a buyer list, because every single person on this list is paying to be in this group. So they are all qualified leads as people who spend money. And as a copywriter, some of these people will be copywriters too. Those are people you want to network with, connect with as friends, as peers in the industry, learn from, refer business to each other. And some of these people are business owners, agency owners, product owners, who are also looking to, find copywriters, get work done. And these kind of groups can be super valuable from that perspective too. Now, what I typically do is I will look through the list every now and again and see who's there. I'm connected with a lot of people in this group anyway. And you can look through the whole list, but actually there's one here, members with things in common. That's a really good one. So click and see all. And then the people with lots of mutuals, those are people you want. I would be looking really depends on your list, size of your friend list. If your friend list is under 1,000, I'd be looking at minimum of sort of 20 people as mutuals. Um, if it's over 1,000, start to go up like 50, and then over 3,000, probably want 100 mutuals. Not as a hard and fast rule, but as a general policy that you want, because what you do then is create this interconnected network where lots of people know lots of other people in your network. That's really good. The only time I'd make an exception would be like if I look at somebody's like mutual friends and they're like people I know and I'm already quite friendly with. So like, I'll just try and find an example here now. Yeah, so like this guy, Nick Fornoff, 26 mutual friends. So we don't have that many mutuals because like my friends list is kind of maybe somewhere in the 3,000 at the moment. But including Tom McCann. Tom McCann is a guy I just interviewed a couple of weeks ago inside my Irish marketers group. We had a 1 hour long interview and it was a great interview. Tom's a great guy, really good fella. So if Nick is connected with Tom, even though there's less mutual friends, I probably still want to add him as a friend request because if they get along, then I'll probably get along with them too, and there's a mutual connection there. So I'm gonna send him a friend request, and this is pretty much what I do. This is how I build up. Like all these are sort of lower numbers of mutuals. Probably no. I mean, not that if they send me a friend request, I'll have a look at their profile and say, yeah, but I've got limited time here. I'm only spending a few minutes doing this generally. So I'll be looking for ones where there's more mutuals. There's probably better points of connection to be had. So like up the top here, like someone like Julian, I've already sent 197 mutual friends. Yeah, like 94 mutuals, Islam and Deborah. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's that's pretty much what I'm doing in the paid groups with the member lists. Next thing about networking. What do I want to do? Just hold on, I'm going to pause for a moment, catch my breath and get a drink. Okay, so other things you can do, and I'm going to get to what to do with these friend requests in a minute. So you're sending out friend requests, you're generating friend requests from the posts and comments you're leaving. Oh, one other thing that's a good thing I forgot to mention. And I'll just go to the discussion in Troy's group here and see if I've I'll just do a quick search for myself again, see my group activity. Let's look at my last post. So my last post here was a while ago. Yeah, I got like 53 likes, 30 comments. So when I do a post and people start to like and comment on it, I will look through the likes and comments and see if there's new people who I haven't added yet. So like pretty much everyone there is a friend. I've got one here, Esther De Luna. Okay. Oh, she's no longer a member, but 48 mutual friends. Okay, I will be sending her a friend request. She's already liked some of my content and she's got 48 mutual friends. That's somebody who I'll probably have something in common with. So here we go. So that's pretty much what I do in groups. There is a little bit more to it than that, but that's most of the basic stuff covered. And then another thing is if I comment on somebody else's post and I get a like or I get some engagement with them, and then they're not yet a friend, I'll probably add them as a friend as well. I'm building my friend list like that. So the next thing I do on Facebook is when I get these connection requests, I go to recent friends. So here we are. So you may not be aware of this, facebook.com/your Facebook username /friends_recent. And you get the list of who are, I think it's like the 100 or 200 most recent people you've connected with. And all of these people, I send everybody a welcome message. Very simple message. And I'll just see who's the last person. Okay, so I've already connected with these guys. But my message is this, it's thank you for connecting with me. So let's just find the latest one. There we go. So that's the last. The last person was Abby. Yeah, so I contacted with her a couple of weeks ago. I said it was not a couple of weeks ago, it was a few days ago, last Thursday. It's now Tuesday. So what I'm going to do, I've already sent Abby a message. So the first guy is Levi. So as you can see, I've updated everything up to here because it goes from most recent to oldest, from top to bottom. So I'm coming in and checking this every couple of days, pretty much twice a week. I do this 3 times a week. And it's very simple. I only send one welcome message. It's Levi, first name, comma, thank you for connecting with me, period. Now here's what else I do. So here we go. Copy. And the reason is I'm going to be able to paste that for the rest of them. So, got Gavesh. So, Ghavesh, and then paste. Thank you for connecting me. I'm going to do this again and again for the whole lot of them. So, there's Sarah. Okay. Again, the same thing. Sarah. And that is all I do. That's all I do. There's no magic. No secrets. It's very, very simple. Maths. Okay. And some of these people will reply back. The ones who reply back, I have a conversation with them. The ones who don't reply back, I know not to worry. I just let it be. But even though I've sent them this message, and then if they see the message, they are pretty likely then to at least recognize my, even if they don't reply, they'll still recognize my name, recognize my face, and they'll more likely see some of my content and engage with it at a later time. So just sending that one message is, already helps. Now, there's a lot of these to do here, so I will leave it for now. Let's say we'll do one more. And make sure you get the name right. Very important to get the name right. And that's all there is to it. So take another pause for water. Okay, so as your friends list starts to build up, you connect with people in more groups, you're getting more conversations going on. If people reply to those messages in Messenger and want to chat with you, you might don't want to try and ever pitch anybody directly, but you do want to get people, engage with you, get them on a call maybe, have a chat with them, like if they're another copywriter, say, hey, want to get on a call, get to know each other sometime, just have like 20 minutes, schedule 20 minutes, have a Calendly link set up to make it easy, but don't flex on people with a Calendly link. A lot of people use it mistakenly. Ask a person before you send them a Calendly link. Or I typically do is ask the other person for their Calendly link. And if they say, I don't have one, I say, oh, okay, well, you can use mine if you want to. And that makes things nice and easy and simple. When you get them on a call, you just have a chat with them. Keep it nice and breezy. Don't get into pitching anything at all. Don't get salesy with them. If somebody wants to talk business with you, they will. They'll talk business. But for the most part, you're just looking to get to know people. Ask them what they need. Ask them if there's anything you can help them with. Ask them what type of clients they want referrals for. They will reciprocate and ask you. I get so many client referrals this way from just having conversations with people. Super valuable to do that. So you can see, look, I'll just scroll down. I've got just having thousands of conversations over the last year with different people. And this just goes on forever. There's no point even. That's only that's like the last 4 or 5 days. It's most just a thank you message, but a lot of people reciprocate. And like this, once they reciprocate to your messenger, they're going to see you on their feed, and they're going to be more likely to engage with you. And yeah, this is what now. This is the last week. You can see there's just hundreds and hundreds of messages. And actually, that reminds me, I need to send the lady a message. Hi, Papia. Have a Calendly. Need to chat with you about a client funnel. So there's a funnel designer I spoke to last week. I want to talk to her about helping out my client, refer her some business, and lots of business gets referred to me in the same way. So back to my own profile. So I built initially some friends in the industry up using groups, other people's groups, and then I started to say after a while, well, I want to make some offers and I want to try and sell some stuff. So I can't do that in groups. I need to start doing this on my own profile. So I started to post my own profile, and I had never got traction before on my own profile. But now that I had these friends that I built up in the groups and built a reputation in people in marketing space, those people started to follow me back to my own profile when I posted there. So I started posting. And I started posting late last year, and then in January this year, I said, you know what, I can make an offer on my profile. Let's make an offer. So I made this offer for the consulting calls, and like that one, that's I pinned that to the top of my profile. Like, that's been there a year. It still gets me traffic, still gets me sales. 318 likes and 143 comments, 20 shares. It's like just super value. So all of these shares are so valuable for getting people to know about me. Those people have all spread my name around the place, which is amazing. I'm super grateful for that. And just keep doing the same thing. It's not a hard teach. Like, start with the story. This story about me doing the consulting started with a friend of mine who reached out to me last Christmas after he'd been like ripped off by this bloody crappy guru, and was really in a hard place financially. Gave him a bit of help. He got himself straightened out, got some clients, and he's in a much better place now. And then just simple stuff. Some things are about business, some things just about family life. A lot of people then now tag me and then post on my wall, which I'm happy with. That's fine. Posting for looking for leads, asking for referrals, sharing just things I find are funny. Somebody has a job post, I'll share that if I see it, if it's relevant to people in the industry I work in. Sharing opportunities. Not too much political stuff, but I do share stuff that I believe in, feel strongly about. So just a bit of lifestyle stuff as well, family life, so people can scroll my profile and get a sense for who I am as a person, and not just about what I do, not just business. If you look at the top, a lot of people have these business banners at the top, and I think they're really a bad idea. They look really super off-putting, because what it tells people is that when they talk to you, they're going to get a sales pitch very quickly. And I don't want people to feel that way. I want people to understand that I'm a family-oriented person. That's kind of my priority in life, and that if they're that way as well, that we'll probably connect and be simpatico. And the other thing as well is about profile picture. Well, that's probably the last thing I want to talk about today. This profile picture is super, super important. Head and shoulders portrait, face to camera, looking at the camera. Just click through to that so you can just see it a bit more clearly. Okay, so I'm a bit wrinkly when you get closer up, but it is what it is. But decent lighting, neat and tidy, professional looking dress, hair combed. All this stuff just is a signal of reassurance to people that you have got self-respect, that you are aware of how you present to other people, that you are somebody who values themselves and is worth taking a chance on or trusting. And the key thing is to have this here. People will have pictures of their dog, they'll have pictures of their cat, they'll have pictures of their kids, and all sorts. People don't want that if they want to connect with you for a business reason. They want to see who you are, who they're potentially going to do business with. They want to know who they're talking to. And this is the easiest way to do it. Just have a good, well-lit, nice. This is not a professional shoot. This was just done at home in front of a black sheet hung from a metal frame. Really easy to do. Just took a few minutes. Just put on a shirt and tie. No problem. I wear a shirt and tie maybe twice a year, but I just did it for the purpose of this. And then the next thing is to replicate this across all my social channels. So I have the same picture on my Twitter, same picture on my YouTube channel, which I don't do much on, but I've just kept it there earmarked in case I need it later. I share some videos, private videos on YouTube only. I got the same picture on my Gmail, so that when people get an email from me after I've connected with them on Facebook, they're like, oh, that's that guy from Facebook, even if they don't know me. That's that John Caprani fella. And having that consistent same picture on all your social channels helps people to follow you from one social channel to another. I've even got this on my bloody TikTok, and I haven't made any TikTok videos. But it's just a placeholder for later in case I need it. Other things you can do as well is having a Facebook page. I have a business page for the name of my business, which is Fire Digital Marketing, and I've got the page with my name on it as well. I've put the same profile picture as a placeholder on both of them. I'm not using them right now. Again, I might use them in the future. So if you're thinking about that, just reserve those now. You don't have to have them published, but with lots of stuff on them, but just put a profile picture on them so it's congruent with your main profile. People know what to see. You can add some links in here, which is up to you whether you want to do that or don't do that. I think it's fine connecting to their social channels as well. And yeah, I think, what else can I say? other than, make a human connection, chat to people in the DMs, get on calls with people, offer people to get on a call, have a calendar link, set up a call for like 15 minutes. Don't set up some 30-minute call time, set up a 15-minute call, because the great thing about a 15-minute call is if you guys are bored of each other after 15 minutes, you can just jump off. Hey, I got another call coming. And if you like each other, you can stay on for longer. And it's a small commitment for people to make to get on a call with you and get to know you. And getting to know people is the way to do it. And being helpful to others, super valuable. Like last Christmas, I saw a opportunity to do SEO for a certain person who's very popular in a space. I tagged somebody I knew on it, saying, hey, this is a good fit for you. And I also made a comment about them having great character and sharing the values of that other person. And they got the gig, and they sent me, $500 via PayPal as a thank you Christmas gift, which was just amazing. And that doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen very regularly that people send me a gift or a referral fee, for hooking them up with an opportunity. And even if they don't, I can go back and ask them for a favor, go back and ask them for a referral. And people often feel quite like they want to return a favor. So if you do something to help somebody, they'll always feel like they want to help you back, unless they're a sociopath. There are a few of them around. But for the most part, anyone with a conscience gets some help unsolicited from another person, they'll want to do something to help that person back at some time in the future. So we're now 42 minutes in, and there would be more I could say about what I can do on Facebook, but I guess I'll probably get into a little bit of, the other side of social in my next post in a couple of days' time, which is maybe a little bit more about how I write my Facebook posts to attract interest, and how I go about writing those posts, what I do for inspiration. There's no plan. I just use what's around me. But I think I'll get into that as a separate topic, because I'm kind of feeling a little bit, my voice is tired now. So this is about as much as I can tell you about networking on Facebook. I hope